Hey everyone, Ryan here at etrailer. Today we're going to be checking out and showing you how we install the Redline grease cap. So when it comes to trailer maintenance, these caps are almost part of it, right? After a while, a lot of times they end up getting wore out. A lot of times they get banged up and damaged from reinstalling them and prying on them to get them removed and things like that. So what I like to recommend is whenever you get inside of your hub here to maintenance your bearings or do whatever else it is you're doing, I just recommend always putting new caps on it. That way everything's fresh and you have something good to work with. This cap does have the opening in it there to allow you to get to a grease fitting inside on your spindle. So if you happen to have the Easy Lube type spindles, this is a style of cap that you're going to want. Grease cap does not come included with the little rubber plug. So this is something you will have to pick up separately if you want some new ones. Went ahead and just popped our cap back off here so we could have a better look at the inside of it and things like that, and just to touch base on some measurements. So the outer diameter of this is going to be 2.44 inches, extremely common size for those medium to somewhat heavy duty axles. If you're not sure which one you're going to need, you can remove yours, measure it, and you can even measure the inside of the hub board too to get an idea. If it's just a little bit smaller in the size of the cap, that's what you're looking for, because these are drive-in, they press in, so it's going to be a little bit larger than the actual hub bore. And since the cap doesn't come included, if you're going to grab some separately or maybe reuse one, whatever the case may be, for whatever reason, the cap size that you're going to need will be 1.18 of an inch. As far as the quality of these go, they do feel like they're well made, feel relatively thick. And whenever I was installing this and removing it for that matter, it felt good. Didn't feel like it's going to give way or nothing. With that said though, if you're looking for something really heavy duty, maybe you're in extreme conditions a lot, especially like a boat trailer or something, if you're dunking it into salt water or even fresh water, and just wanting to kind of go the extra mile to ensure that these stay in good condition, a company called D-Max offers these. They're really nice. They're stainless steel, and they come with silicone type plugs instead of the rubber plugs that a lot of these come with standard, and just seem to hold up a little bit better over time. So feel free to check those out if you want to. But other than that, at the end of the day, a great replacement cap. Works with a lot of different hubs, being a really common size. And with that said, you do have to pick these up individually. So if you need more than one, feel free to grab as many as you need. But as far as getting these old ones removed and the new ones put in, everyone's setup is probably going to be a little bit different, but we'll go ahead, do ours here today, and hopefully give you some direction on how to do yours at home. You need to first start by getting our old cap removed. And there's several different ways you can do this. I like to use a little tool like this to get in there and kind of pry on it. Some people take a chisel or a flathead screwdriver, work it in between the cap and the hub face, or some people even take just a rubber mallet and knock it off that way. But this is how I like to do it. So I'm just going to get it in between the cap and the hub, start to work it, and usually like to hit it in a few different angles here. Eventually, you can work this thing out. This one's really tight. Pop this off and set it to the side. To get the new cap put in place, one thing I like to do is just take a really thin layer of grease, kind of put it around that lip there. It just seems to help let it go a little more smoothly. And there's a few different ways you can do this. You can line it up. Some people just tap these at the mallet. Pretty easy to dent up and damage doing it that way though. I have a driver. It's a really handy tool. You know, that cap sits in there perfectly and don't damage it at all. So if this is something you do a lot or just want one of these, you can grab it here at eTrailer. If you don't end up using something like this, my next bit of advice would be to use the method where you kind of get it started like this. Take a block of wood, put it across it, and tap it with the rubber mallet. And as long as you're careful, usually you don't bang up the caps too bad or damage them, anything like that. But since I have my driver here, that's what I'm going to use. Just work it in until it's flush. Then in our case, we've got a new cap here. Go ahead and pop that in. And that'll do it for our look at of the Redline grease cap.